code to make a list, write the code to make a set, write the code to make a dictionary, and so on. Okay, so what you need, just to learn how to make all these data structures, and then how we can apply operations on these data structures, how we can perform functions on these data sets. Okay, Lama, you are from which session? Okay, okay. So
Doctor, are we gonna do it on virtual machine or not?
that's what I told. If it is in the lab, you will get a chance to write in the lab PCs by using virtual machine. As I told you, if the labs are busy, because all these days we have intensive English midterm exams which will be held in the labs. So labs might be busy. So in that case, you can use your mobile phone, or if you want, you can bring your laptop, and then you can write the code in the LMS quiz window. Okay, I will show you how you can access the link for the quiz link, and how you can open it, how you can write the code in that window. Okay. Okay.
Doctor,
Yeah.
1.3 is about Python, right?
It's about the data structures like list, sets,
Yes.
dictionaries. Yes.
If we can use compiler online.
No need to use the compiler, because you will be
Yes.
given that quiz window. Just open the link, and then you will get the window. Then you just write the code in that window. And Rubeya,
Without
okay, you
without
have to
need to
come
run
to
to
the.
the code.
No need, because if labs are available, then I will ask you to paste the code. But now the labs will not be free or for all the days, so
Yes.
no need to give the output. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Doctor.
Yes, Lama, no need for the virtual machine if the labs are not free. So in that case, you just write the code. That's it. Yes, Rubeya, you have to come to the university when we have the quiz. Okay, okay. So hope the 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 doubts are clear. So now I think somebody already started the recording. So no need to start by myself. And yes, we will start with 1.3, because I know I already discussed it in my session. So for those who are from my session, it will be a repeated session, because I received many emails regarding this. That's why I thought to cover that part today. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I will share the screen now. Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
Okay. As you can see here we learn about basic Python data structures. You might learn in TM112 about the data structures, like list, tuple, sets, dictionary, or let's okay, I will open it here. Okay, so these are the different data structures for storing a group of values. So for all these data structures are used for storing a group of values. Okay, so the first one, list, ordered list of elements of any type and any length. So you can store any type of elements within the list, and the length of the list can be any length. Okay, because in Java, we learned that we can store same type of elements in an array. For example, or in a list. If it is an integer list, there we can store only integers. If it is a string list, there we can store only string type values. Okay, but here in Python, if it is a list, it can store any type of values. Then each element will have an index. That's why it is called ordered list. We are accessing the elements by the index of each element. Okay. Then the next data structure, it is tuples. And here you can see ordered elements of fixed length. Here the length is fixed with a particular arity. Arity means that the number of elements is fixed. Then the next type of data structure, it is set. The main feature of set is that it will contain only unique elements. That means duplicate elements are not allowed in a set. Okay. Then the length can be any length. Then dictionaries, that is the last data structure in this part. Here it is like an associative arrays of any length known as dictionary. So it's like array, and we call this as dictionary. Okay. So here you can see how we can make a list. So here you can see if it is a list, it is represented by a pair of square bracket. And here you can see the name of the list is X. And here we have both a string type and number. So we have 4 elements: apples, oranges, 7, and pears. So all the elements are enclosed in square bracket, which means that it is a list, and we give a name for that list. The name of the list is X. Then we ask to print X. So in this notebook, if you want to run the code, here we have the run button. So click on the run button so you can see the output. Okay, so here you can see these are the elements of list X. So the question will be it will be like I'm not saying that this will be the exact question which will be asked in the quiz, but you just note that they can ask you to write the code for making a list and printing the contents of a list. So you need to write these two statements, or these you need to write these 2 lines in order to make the list and print the list. Okay. Now here you can see how many items are there in the list. If you want to print the length of the list, then here you can see we have to use a method called len, and the argument of the method is X. So here we have 4 elements. So the length of the list is 4. Then if you want to append something at the end of the list, here we have to use a method called append, and this is the element that we are going to add. So the element will be added at the end of the list. So the code is x dot append of 8. So here you can see these are the previous elements of the list, and now we added 8. So 8 will be added at the end of the list. Then here the next action, here you can see we are going to join 2 lists. If you want to join 2 lists, then we have to use the plus operator between the 2 lists. So X, here you can see we wrote X plus. So X is a list, and then this is another list which includes 2 elements, radishes and cauliflowers. So these 2 lists will be joined together and it will be known as X. Okay. So here we printed X. So you can see all the elements of both the lists are printed in the last statement. So these are the main things that we can do with a list, like how to create a list, how we can add an element, how we can join 2 lists, how we can find out the length of the list. Okay. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
miss.
Okay, so now here, Lemma quiz includes only one question, and it will be about 10 minutes. So like these code, you need only less than 5 minutes to write the code, but I give you 10 minutes. I think it's more than enough, right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay, So now here we are going to copy the elements of a list into another list. Okay, so we already created X in the previous box, and now we are copying all the elements of X into another list called Y. So if you want to copy the elements of a list into another list, then we have to write a statement like this: Y equal to X. So what will happen? All the elements of X will be copied to Y. Okay. So whatever the elements we have in X, here these are all the elements of X. All these elements will be copied to Y. So here we are asking to print Y. So what will be the contents of Y? So here you can see these are all the elements of X. So all these elements will be there in Y. Now here we are adding an element into X. So we used append method, and this is the new element that we just added, that is lemonade. So this element will be added into X. Okay. So here you can see both X and Y, it refer the same list. So if you add one thing into X, then it will be reflected in Y also. Okay. So if you print Y, then you can see lemonade is also added in Y. Okay. So here you can see this is Y. So you can see lemonade, it is already there in Y. Okay. So okay, so this is our list. So the name of the list is X, and the values are 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then if you write X equal to Y, sorry, if you write Y equal to X, then what will happen is that Y will refer the same list. Okay. So once you added a new element into X, like what we did in the code, so now you can see Y also refer the same list. If you add a new element into X, that will also be there in Y, because both X and Y refer the same list. Do you understand?
Yes, passed by
Yes.
reference.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So now this is another way. So this is what is meant by pass by reference. Okay, so this method is called pass by reference, and the next one is called pass by value. Okay, so here you can see we wrote Y equal to list of X. Okay, so here what we wrote, Y equal to X. Okay, so if you write Y equal to list of X, what will happen is that a new list will be created, and that is called Y. Okay, so what will happen, this a new list is created, so the new list is Y, and here the elements will be the elements of X. Now so now what are all the elements of X now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all the elements will be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So a new list will be created. But in the previous case, a new list was not created. But here a new list is created, and all elements of X will be copied into Y. So now we are going to add a new, after we created Y, we are adding a new element into X. So the new element is 6. And if I ask you to print Y, 6 will be printed?
No.
No.
No,
No,
because
because the new value is till the number 5.
yes, because here in X we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but in Y we don't have 6. Okay, because we created a new list. Okay, so these are the two methods to copy the elements. But if you write like this, then both will refer the same list. But if you write in this way, then Y will be a different list, or Y will be a separate list. Okay, I hope it's clear. Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
clear.
miss.
Okay.
Yes, it's
Okay, okay. So now here you can see the same example. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Now here you can see another way to print the elements of a list. Here, this is the way that we printed before. Yeah, you just use the print statement, and inside the print statement, you just write the name of the list. And here, if you want to print a specific element from the list, then you need to write the index of that element. Okay, so just note that the index of a list will start from 0. Okay, so here we wrote x of 2. So the third element will be printed because the first element will be at index 0, the second element will be at index 1, and the third element will be at index 2. So here, okay, just 1 second. Okay, so this is our list, and if you check the element at index 2, it is 7, so 7 is printed. Then if you want to print the last element, then we have to use negative notation, -1. So the element at the last. Here you can see soda is the last element. So in order to print the last element, we have to write x of -1. Then here you can see how we can print a group of elements from the list. So we have to use this notation, x of 0 to 3. So the first three elements will be printed. Index at 0, that is apples, then index at 1, then index at 2. That means up to 3. 3 is not included. Okay. Then we can do the same thing if you write in this way. This is the short form, x of colon 3. That means again up to 3. Okay. So 3, the element at index 3 will not be printed. Element at index 0, at index 1, and at index 2. And here this is another way. You can also start from index 1. So here you can see it will print 1, uh, the element at index is oranges, element at index 2 7, and index 3 will not be included. That means 1 and 2, element at indices 1 and 2 will be printed. And this is another notation, -2, x of -2. So it will start from the last but one element of the list to the end of the list. That means it will print the elements in the reverse order. Okay. So it will start from uh, the second last element. Okay, so these are the different notations that we are using to print the elements. Okay, so here you can see, yeah, this is the output of x of -2. So here you can see the second last element is lemonade, and this is the last element. So these two elements will be printed. And here you can see x of -2 colon -1. Okay, so only the second last element will be printed because the end index is -1. -1, it represents the last element. It will not be included. Okay, like 1 to 3, because I already mentioned if you write 1 to 3, the element at index 3 will not be included. Then here you can see how we can sort the elements in a list. So we have a sort method. So you need to call the sort method on X. So the elements will be sorted alphabetically. Okay. So here you can see, okay, let me run. Yeah, so these elements are sorted alphabetically, uh, and if you want to sort it based on the length of each element. Okay, for example, here you can see apples. How many characters are there?
6.
6 characters are
6.
there. Yeah, 1 minute. Let me see. No, this is not
It's the third
the
one.
third one. Yes. So here you can see PEARS. So 1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
5. 5 characters are there. Then apples, 6 characters are there.
6.
Then here oranges,
7.
7. And radishes,
8.
8 characters are there. So they are arranged or they sorted based on the length of the elements. Okay. So in increasing order, it will be printed based on the length of the or increasing order of their length. It will be ordered or it will be sorted. Okay. So for that, what we need, you need to give an argument for this method. The argument is key, and here we wrote key equal to length. That means based on the length, it will be printed. Then, if you want to print the or to sort the list in the reverse order, in the reverse order means that it will be ordered alphabetically, but in the reverse order. Okay, so here you can see radishes, that is alphabetically larger, then pears, then oranges, then cauliflowers, and then apples. So what we need, if you want to get the reverse order, we need to add an argument called reverse, and then you have to write reverse equal to true. Then if you need to sort both in reverse order and based on the length, we need to provide two arguments. So here we have to write key equal to length and reverse equal to true. Okay. So these are the different sorting methods that we can apply on a list. Okay, and here you can see if you want to uh, add a character uh, after each element of the list, then we have to use a join method. Okay, so here you can see two colon is added after each element of the list. Okay, so you can see we took each element and then in between you have these two characters. So just note what is the meaning of the join method. Then if you want to iterate over the list, or if you want to loop through the list, loop through the members of the list, then we need to write a for each statement. Okay, so as you can see here, it's very easy to write. We need to write the keyword for, then define a loop variable. Here the loop variable is item. Then we need to use a keyword called in, and here you can see this is the name of the list. Okay, so after that we put a colon, then we wrote print the loop variable. So each item will be uh, printed in a separate line. Okay, so you can see each item is printed in a separate line. Okay, so if you want to print each item in a separate line, then we have to write a for each statement. Okay, because if you just write print, because you can see previously we were using a print statement. So if we use a print statement, all the elements will be in the same line. Okay, so that is the use of for each statement. You can see many more examples of for each statement. And here you can see an example of an if statement, and it is a short form of statement. So for that, look at this example. We have a variable temperature, and the value of the variable is 12. And here you can see another variable comfort, and the value of the comfort variable will be either warm or chilly. So to set the value of this comfort variable, here we have an if statement. So you can see if temperature is greater than 15, this is the condition. If the condition is true, the value of the variable comfort will be warm. Otherwise, the value of the variable will be chilly. Okay, and then we are printing the variable. Okay, so look, what will be the output of this code?
Chili.
Chilly, because if it is less than 15, if it is less than 15, then it will be chilly. Okay, so here you can see the output is chilly. So this is just a shorthand representation of the if else statement. Again, you have many examples here, so you can refer the example. So this is about list. So we seen what are the methods that we applied in order to do some operations on the list. Now we will go to the next data structure. It is called tuples. And tuples are ordered sequences that can be unpacked into separate variable. This is a feature of tuple. That means you can use variables and we can access the values of the tuples into these variables. Okay. So again, it is a group of values. This is a data structure to define a group of values or for storing a group of values. Okay, look how we created a tuple here. Tuple 1 and these are the values, and then we printed the tuple. Okay, so here you can see this is the output because there were 5 elements, and you can see if it is a tuple, we will use parenthesis to represent this as a tuple. If it is a list, you will use square bracket, and if it is a tuple, you will use a pair of parentheses. And you can see another example, tuple 2, and how many elements are here?
3.
3. This, then that, then the other. Okay, then printed tuple 2, so all the elements will be printed. Here you can see these are the elements of tuple 2, and again it is enclosed in a pair of parentheses because it's a tuple. Okay, then I told you there is a special feature for tuple. We can unpack the tuples into separate variable. Okay, here we are going to access or retrieve the values of tuple 2. So look, how many values are there in tuple 2? 3. So we need to define 3 variables, okay, in order to get these values. So we wrote A, B, C equals tuple 2. So if you write a statement like this, then A will get the value, A will get the first value of the tuple, and B will get the second value of the tuple, and C will get the third value of the tuple. And here we ask to print B. So what will be the output? That. Okay, so here you can see the output is that. Then here you can see x, y, z equal to tuple 1. So how many values are there in tuple 1?
5.
5. So you need 5 variables. But here you can see there are only 3 variables. That's why here we get an error. The error is too many values to unpack. Okay, so we need to define five variables here to unpack the values of tuple 1. But we used only 3 variables. That's why here there is an error. Then here you can see we can convert a tuple into a list. How we can convert a tuple into a list? For that we have to use the constructor list, and the argument of this constructor, it is the name of the tuple, that is tuple 1. So now the elements of tuple 1 will be stored in a list called list 1. So if they ask you to convert a tuple into a list, we have to use this statement. Okay. So now we ask to print list 1. So it was a tuple before, now it is converted into a list, and here you can see these are the values. Okay, so now all the values are enclosed in a pair of square bracket because it is a list. Then if you want to compile, if you want to combine two lists into a list of tuples, then we can use this. Here you can see this is list 2, and the values are 1, 2, 3. And you can see list 3, here the values are the strings 1, 2, 3. So what we are going to do here, we are going to combine them, and what we need a list of tuples. Okay, so if you need a list of tuples, then we have to use this method called zip, and the argument of the zip method will be list 2 comma list 3. So it will be combined, but it will be in the form of a tuple. Okay, so if you can see here, what they did, it took the corresponding elements from these two lists. So the first elements from the two list is the number 1 and the string 1. So it is there in a tuple. Then the next tuple is the second elements from those two lists, and the third element is the third elements from those two lists. Okay, so actually they are tuples, and it is a list of tuples. Okay, so if you want to combine the list, and if you want to represent as a combination of tuples, then we need to use a method called zip. Okay, for example, if I want to join the list together, for example, I write list equals, then if you write list 2 plus list 3, just you need the concatenation operator, and if you print the list, okay, 1 minute, maybe list will not work because it is the constructor. So here write list 4. Okay, print. So now you can see this is the combination of these two lists. So if you want to combine them and you need to get the output in the form of a list, use the plus operator. If you need to get as a list of tuples, then we have to use the zip method. Clear? Do you understand?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
For
Clear.
Yes.
Yes.
Doctor,
yes,
do we
Yes.
have to write the code or
you need
just
to
get
write
the
the code.
output?
You need to write the code.
يعني not just write the output.
No, you need to write the code. Okay.
Will we
Okay,
be
the question.
submitting it to the website, to LMS or what?
Yeah, to the LMS. I will show you once we finish this part. I will show you how you can submit the code. Okay.
Doctor, it's in the quiz one, or in the midterm, or
No,
in
no,
the
it is
real?
in this part. It is in a quiz one.
كذا in the midterm will not ask us to write the code, just the
No,
output.
just the output.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. So now we will go to the next data structure, that is the set. Sets are unordered collection of distinct objects. As I told you, here we will store only unique values. If it is a set, we cannot store duplicate values. We can store only unique values. Okay. That's why here it is written no duplicates. Okay. How to make a set? In order to make a set, either we need to use the set constructor. So here you can see the argument of this constructor, it is a list. Okay, because it is a list, duplicate values are allowed. That's why here you can see what are the elements: apples, bananas, pears, apples again. Because it's a list, you can see it's a square bracket, so it is a list. And if it is a list, duplicate values are allowed. But once after you convert this list into a set, then the duplicate value will be removed. Okay. So we gave the name as a set1, and here to make the set, we used the set constructor. This is one way to make a set, and this is another way, set2. Here the name of the set is set2, and here you can see we used a pair of curly brace. So to refer a set, we use a pair of curly brace. As I told you before, if it is a list, we will use a pair of square bracket. If it is a tuple, we will use a pair of parentheses. And if it is a set, we will use a pair of curly braces. Okay, so now we are printing each of them. So now you can see, now when you printed set1, the duplicate value, the second occurrence of apples is removed, because set will contain only unique values. And set2, look, what are the elements of set2? Apples, oranges, limes, again limes. But here you can see once after we created it, lines, the last lines is removed, because duplicates are not allowed. Okay, so this is how we can make a set. And what are the operations that we can apply them? So you already learned the mathematical operations that we can apply on a set, like intersection, union, difference, symmetric difference. So these are the four operations that we perform on a set. So look here, uh, in order to get the common elements of two sets, we will use intersection. Okay, so either you can use the operator ampersand between these two sets, so you will get the common elements from these two sets, or we can use a method called intersection. So how to use the method: set1 dot intersection, and the argument of the method is set2. So you will get the common elements. Okay, so look, what are the common elements from these two sets?
Apples.
Apples. In first set we have apple, and in the second set we have apple. So that is the common element. So you can see here we used the operator ampersand, and here we use the method intersection. So for both of them we got the common element. Like that, if you want to get all the elements from both the sets, then we have to apply union. To apply union, either we can use this operator, or we can use the method union. Okay, so all elements will be printed. So in set 1, we have pears, apples, bananas. In set 2, apples, limes, oranges. So it will print pears, apples, bananas, then limes, and then oranges. So this is what you can see here. Okay, so the same output for both the operator and the union method. And here we have difference. What is meant by difference of two sets? For example, here we wrote set 1 minus set 2. So to find out the difference of two sets, either you can use the minus operator or we can use the method difference. Okay. So if you write set 1 minus set 2, then it will give you the unique elements of set 1. Or in other words, the elements in set 1 but not in set 2. Okay. So which is the element in set 1 which is not in set 2? Which are the elements?
Bananas.
Pears
And
and bananas.
Only
pears.
banana?
Pears
And
also.
pears.
Yes.
Pears.
Here we have pears and bananas, but they are not there in set 2. So that will be the output for the difference. That means set 1 minus set 2. The unique elements of set 1. So the unique elements of set 1 is pears and banana. And if I write set 2 minus set 1.
Limes and orange.
Yes, what are the unique elements of set 2? So here, these are the unique elements of set 2. Okay, so this is the output. Here, bananas and pears, and for the next one, limes and oranges. Okay, now we need to understand what is meant by exclusive or what is meant by symmetric difference. Both are same. Okay, either it will be known as exclusive or it will be known as symmetric difference. So either you can use this operator or we can use a method called symmetric difference. Okay, so what it will print? It will print both the unique elements of both the sets. Okay, if you go back here in set 1, the unique elements are pears and banana, and in set 2, the unique elements are limes and oranges. So these four elements will be the output of symmetric difference or exclusive or. Okay, so here you can see pears and bananas and limes and oranges. Okay, so these are the common operations that we can apply on a set. Now we need to understand what is meant by superset and what is meant by subset. Okay. So if you want to check whether one set is a superset of another set, then we can use a method called is superset. Similarly, if you want to check one set is a subset of another one, then we can use a method called is subset. Okay. So for that, let's take another example. Here we have a set called A and the elements are 1, 2, and we have another set called B and the elements are 1, 2, 3. Let's say 4 also. Okay. Okay, which is the superset here?
B.
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 B is the superset because B includes both the elements of A. Okay, so we can say that B is the superset and A is the subset. Clear? B is the superset and A is
Yes.
the subset. Okay, so if you want to check whether B is the superset of A, then we have to use the method is superset. Okay, so this is what you can see here. Yeah, so look, what we are checking, whether this is set, it is the superset of set 1. So here in the first set, we have two elements, apples and pears. But in set 1, how many elements were there? Apples, pears, and bananas. Do you remember? Yeah, here you can see pears, apples, banana. Here we have three elements, and here in this set, we have only two elements. So, is it a superset of set 1?
No. False.
No. So the output will be
False.
false. Okay. Like that, here we are checking apples, pears. This is set, it is a subset of set 1.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
True.
So, this is set, it contains only two elements and set 1 contains three elements. Okay. So we can say that this is set, the selected one, it is the subset of set 1. So the output will be true. Okay. So this is how we are checking whether a subset is a superset or a subset. Now, sometimes we have to check whether there are no common elements in two sets. So if there are, if you want to check that, we need to use a method called is disjoint. Disjoint means that there is no common elements. Okay. So here we are checking whether there is a common element between set 1 and set 2. Okay. So
false because there's joint values between every set.
okay, just I will show you what is set 1. Set 1. Yeah, pears, apples, and banana. Then set 2. Actually, here we have a common element. The common element is apples. But when we wrote is disjoint, it give the output false.
Yes, because it's like the opposite. Like it's true that there is an joint element, but it's in the sentence here it's disjoint, so there's no.
Okay, thank you. I was confused. Okay, so I hope you understood what is meant by disjoint. If there is a common element, then it will give you false. Otherwise, it will give you false. Sorry, true. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Here you can see how we can convert a set into a list. The same as before, we use the list constructor, and here you can see the argument. It is a set of 3 values. So this set will be converted into a list. So when you print the list, then the values will be in a square bracket. Okay. So you can see this, the elements are in a pair of square bracket. Like that, the opposite is also possible. You can convert a list into a set. Okay, so we have to use the set constructor, and the argument of the constructor, it is a list. So this list will be converted into a set, but the duplicate values will be removed. Okay, so here you can see the values are in a pair of curly brace, but the duplicate values are removed. Now we will go to the next data structure, that is called a dictionary, and it is like an array, and here we can store key value pairs. That means there will be a key, and related with that key, it will have a list of values. Okay, so how to make a dictionary? Here you can see we gave the name as dictionary 1, and here you can see to represent a dictionary, again we will use a pair of curly braces. Okay, so look, we have the key course code and its associated value is TM351. So you can see key is enclosed in quotation. Then to separate the key and value, here you have to include a colon. Okay. Then this is the value. The value is a string, that's why closed in quotation. Then we are going to define the next key value pair. That's why here we put the comma, and this is the key. Then we put the colon, and then we wrote the value. So again, both key and value are enclosed in quotation. So here in dictionary 1, we have 2 pairs of keys and values. Okay, so if you want to print the dictionary as a whole, here you just write a print statement, and the name of provide the name of the argument as the name of the dictionary as an argument. Okay, so look, it will be printed like this, like key value pairs, and it is enclosed in a pair of curly braces. Then here, if you want to print the value of a specific key, then we have to use this format. You need to write the name of the dictionary and within the square bracket, write the key. So its associated value will be printed. Okay. So what is the associated value of course code here?
351.
TM351. Here you can see this is the value of the key course code. So if you write dictionary 1 of course code, then it will print the value of the course code. Then here you can see if you want to add another key value pair, how you can add. So we are going to add the key points and its value is 30. Okay. So here you can see dictionary 1 and we wrote the key in square bracket and then we use the equal symbol to assign a value for the key. Then after that we printed the dictionary. So here you can see now this is the updated dictionary. Here we have three key value pairs. So the first key value pair is points and its value 30. Then the next key value pair course code and its value TM351. Then the next key value pair the working title and the value data course. Okay. So you can see in which order we define the dictionary. The first key value pair course code TM351. The next key value pair working title and the data course. After that we added points and 30. But just note that if it is a set or if it is a dictionary, the values will be printed in different order when you run every time. Okay. So don't think that you will get the output in the same order in which we created the dictionary. The values will be in a different order. Okay. Now, if you want to just print only the keys, what are the keys here? The course code, the working title, and the points. So if we need to print only the keys, then again, we have to use a for each statement. So here you can see how to write the for each statement. Define the variable uh, and then write the name of the dictionary. So for, then this is the loop variable, then use the keyword in, and here we wrote the name of the dictionary, put colon, and then print key. We are printing the loop variable. So what it will print? It will print all the keys in the dictionary. So you can see it just printed only the keys. Okay. Like that, if you want to print the values, we will write the same for statement. And then here you can see to get the value, before we just printed the loop variable, here the loop variable within the square bracket. Okay, so dictionary 1 of key. So it refers the values. So it will print all the values in the dictionary, 30, TM351 and data course. Clear? Do you understand how you can print key, how you can print the values?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, clear.
So these are all the things here. And do you have any doubts from this part?
دكتورة أنا
It's
مين
clear.
Clear. Okay. Yes. What you have?
دكتورة in the first I think list the
Mm.
first one
Mm.
you said the index is starting from 0 but
Yes.
in the tuple starting from 1
It's not tuple is not ordered data structure because we don't have index for tuples.
because when he asked us how many items in tuples it was 4 um,
Here
يعني
we are
it
using
start like
variables.
yes
Okay, if
okay
it is a list, we will use index to access the elements. To get the values, we have to use the index. But if it is a tuple, because there is no, okay. We can use variables like this, as you can see here, A, B, C. So use variable to access the values of a tuple. Okay.
okay such as
Any
a
other?
reference يعني
Yeah.
okay
Any other questions?
Will the quiz be online? Like, can I do it from my home on through LMS, or should I
Through
attend
LMS,
in
but
the?
you have to come to the university.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
doctor, can show us how the question will be
Okay.
and how can to memorize for the quiz?
Okay, I will show you just how you can access the link. Here we have the assessments breakdown and submission section on LMS. Click on that, and here you can see the link for in-class activity. This is the quiz link. So click on the link, and here you can see you will have a start button because I already attended. That's why continue the last preview. For you, you will have the start button. So click on the start button. Then you will have a question here. This is the area that you can see the question. So here you need to write the code. Just to type the code. Okay. So because it is in the during your class time, you have to come to the campus, and then you can use your mobile phone, or you, if you want, you can use your laptop, or if the tutor told you to write the code in the lab, you can go to the lab and use the PC there, open the virtual machine, and then you can write the code in the virtual like this. Look, take a new notebook. So this is the new notebook. So the question can be create a list. So here x equals, then this is the list. Then if they ask you to print the list, yes, you need to print it. So use the virtual machine, open a new notebook, write the code, copy the code, and here, okay, just 1 minute. Okay, oh, sorry.
We can use this method if a virtual machine wasn't available, right?
If the virtual machine is not available, no worries. You just write the code directly in the quiz window. Here you just write the code like this. Type the code, and here you will have finish attempt. Yes, here you have you click on finish attempt, and then you will have a submit button. So click on the submit button. That's it. Okay.
Hey,
Miss,
doctor, how can you memorize that and study for the quiz? And when will be? In this week or?
How you can memorize? Oh my God, I cannot answer this question.
No,
You
I
are
mean, how can you study?
uh,
How can you study to for the quiz?
you need to understand how to create the list. You need to understand how to create a tuple, how to create a set, how to create a dictionary, like any other programming language. You already learned or the Python basics and TM112, right? I think all of you finished TM112. No matter. Now I shown you how you can create a list, how you can create a set, how you can create a dictionary. So the only thing you will be asked to create these data structures. And in the question, it will be given the name of the list, the elements of the list. So you just need to memorize how to create it, how to print it, and they can ask you some methods like how to sort it, how to add an item after you created, then how you can do some operations like that. Okay, so you need to memorize which is the method, how you can use the method, and so on.
Will
So
be
the
in
mark,
this week?
yes, it will be in this week. I sent an email from the last week that we are already late because this is week 5. So we will have uh, several activities like this, and don't worry, I will choose the best ones. Okay. So if
Doctor,
yes,
sorry. I wanted to ask if we're doing the activity in the class and we have our laptops, can we like go to, let's say, virtual machine and run the code and then copy paste it to the LMS?
it's
Or
okay. No matter, no problem. If
okay,
you are bringing the laptop, you can do that. But if you are not bringing the laptop, it's not compulsory to bring the laptop. If you want, you can bring it. Otherwise, you just write the code from your phone in this window.
okay, thank you.
Hey,
Okay. Okay.
doctor, in this subject, do I really have to use the virtual machine, or can I use like PyCharm or anything that runs Python?
No, because the virtual machine it has Python then PostgreSQL, MongoDB. If you are using PyCharm, I'm not sure whether SQL, MongoDB will work there. So in virtual machine, everything will work very smoothly. So it's better if you can install the virtual machine. Okay, because the coming activities can be based on SQL. It can be based on MongoDB. So if you are using PyCharm and if you say that it's not working, I cannot do anything.
Okay, what about Visual Studio Code? Is it good?
No, you have to write the Python code. If, for example, we have from chapter 8 up to chapter 12, it is about databases. Then after 12, you have MongoDB. So in the quiz, also in the TMA, also in the assessments like midterm and final, they are asking SQL questions, MongoDB questions, especially in the TMA. You need the virtual machine because they ask you to do something in the virtual machine and upload the code and take the screenshot and so on. So if you are using any other programming language, you will not get the mark.
Okay, thank
Doctor,
you.
Yes.
is the questions going to be from the slides you just explained?
Yes, yes. It will be from the slides. Not
Okay,
slides.
Doctor, what
Not
about the Anaconda? Can I use it?
Anaconda, the same thing, because if you can configure the required libraries externally, Anaconda will work. But you have to know how you can configure PostgreSQL, how you can configure MongoDB, because for this part, Anaconda will work, no matter. There will be no problem. But if it is PostgreSQL or if it is MongoDB, you need to configure other libraries. So you have to download it, you have to configure it, you need to make sure that it will work. So it's not easy. That's why I told you try to use the virtual machine. And I told all the tutors and all the senders to install virtual machine in the labs. So if any of you face problem to install the virtual machine in your laptop, you can come to the lab and you can work from the lab. Okay, if you want to learn or
Victoria,
want to solve. Mhm.
for the students who's online, I should to discuss this with my supervisor
Yes.
because not all weeks I can come to Jeddah section. I'm far 4 hours from the university. Can
You
I do
just
it at the home from LMS during the class?
just to talk to your tutor. And as I told you, if you can come for some activities, it would be better because I told you we are not taking the marks of all the activities. You will be given. For example, it is not fixed yet. If I give you, let's say, 8 activities, I will choose the best 4. Okay.
Yes.
So
Okay.
make sure that if it at least you are attending half of the activities. Okay.
Inshallah, I will try. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Will we be having support sessions every week?
Yes, we will have a support session at the same time from 8:30. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, miss.
Any other questions? If no question, I will stop here.
Thank you.
Every Sunday, Doctora?
Uh-huh.
Every Sunday, the master session?
Yeah. Every Sunday at 8:30.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So wish you all the very best. It will not be a big deal. You just write
Excuse
the
me.
4 or 5 lines in the quiz window and submit it. That's it. Yes.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Can how can we find previous lectures about the sport lectures?
No,
Can
today is
we?
the first day.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Okay, so can I leave?
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay. So
Doctor, a virtual machine we can access by